Could two men cleared of killing a grocery store owner be headed back to prison? The answer to that question is up now to the Connecticut Supreme Court.
Only News 8 was there today as prosecutors argued that Ronald Taylor and George Gould should never have been released last year, even though a key witness recanted. News 8's Jamie Muro on the scene in Hartford with the story you will only see here.
Two men convicted of murder more than 15 years ago were freed last year. Charges dropped, but the state wants to take them back to court. That decision now lies with the state Supreme Court. It was 1993 when Eugenio de Leon Vega was found bound in his bodega, shot in the head. Ronald Taylor and George Gould were convicted of that crime, only to be freed 16 years later after Doreen Stiles recanted her earlier testimony, when she originally told police she saw the two inside the store.
Simply put, if the entire case rises and falls on Doreen Stiles, if you eliminate her testimony from the equation, then the state has no evidence linking Mr. Gould and Mr. Taylor.
If the only evidence you have of an individual's guilt is perjured testimony, and once you removed it, there's no evidence that they committed the crime.
The state sees things differently and is hoping the High Court approves a new trial. Before the state Supreme Court today, Assistant DA Michael O'Hare says Stiles' new testimony doesn't prove Taylor or Gould's innocence.
Well, her testimony is a matter of record. She testified at the trial. If we did have to retry the defendants, we would introduce that and let the jury decide whether they believe her original testimony or whether they believe her recantation.
Another point of contention, the court used to bound Vega. Neither Taylor or Gould's DNA were found, but the state argues the victim's DNA wasn't discovered either.
The court is completely irrelevant because the absence of DNA really means nothing. It doesn't prove that a particular individual never touched it. It just means many years after the fact the DNA is no longer there.
Remember, the two portions tested are the portions that the state claimed were used to tie the knot. It just doesn't make any sense that Mr. Vega would be able to tie his own knot.
No timetable on when the state Supreme Court will make their decision. On the scene in Hartford, I'm Jamie Muro, News 8.